You are watching CIOTV by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Info Media.
Thank you so much sparing your time, and it's really good to be back on stage after almost 2 years. So literally, I took 2 days to just to post the headline, and that's very meaningful. Cyber threats that are not just going to die. We are experiencing pandemic since last almost 2 years, right? Back in 2019, we have seen first variant of COVID. Though we have a vaccine now, but still the virus is mutating and still exists in the world. Same is actually happened in the bad side of cyber threats, right? So we see lots of attack and it's keep on mutating. Back in 2016 or something, we have seen WannaCry first, right? And till now, it has not just stopped, but it is keep on increasing their severity. They keep on changing their tactics, techniques to get into your system and hit you so badly. That is the reason we have choose to have some, such kind of topics on such a great podium or on just forum, so that we can help you to address those concerns or maybe help you to prevent your organizations from such attacks in future, right? Some of the statistics we basically keep on conducting new surveys across to the world, and these basically help us to understand what is going on around to the world, and that will also help us to take the preventive measure in our organization so that we will be protected. Here the survey was conducted somewhere in 2021. Okay, the percent of organization hit by the ransomware last year. This survey was conducted globally, and the baseline or the base customer was taken somewhere around 5,000. If you look at the global average, this is somewhere around 51%. But we are in India, we are always on top. So in India, you see 81%, 82% of the organizations are hit by the ransomware. Similarly, overall, if you look at the tendency, 4 out of 1 organization are actually paying the ransom. But are we getting surety that we are getting all our data back? No, right? Same goes with you. If you look at the other side, 3 of the people are not paying the ransom, which means they will be losing their data by default. Obviously, hackers are not doing charity and giving all the credentials back to decrypt their data. Obviously, they are losing all of their data itself. Secondly, right from the after the pandemic stage, right, people started adapting cloud architecture a lot. But you will definitely agree with me that people like, the organization like AWS or maybe Azure or GCP, they are just providing infrastructure to host your network there. Responsibility of maintaining security is completely yours. If you look at these particular survey, almost 70% of the organizations suffered from major security breach, 7 out of 10. And even 96% of the people are still thinking about the concern of the security level, how best practices can be maintained at the cloud level. These are the literally eye-opening statistics. Let's look at the overall graph, how basically these public security cloud are concerned about. So almost 34% of the attack has been is involved by the malware. 30% around data exposure, data exfiltration, ransomware again 28%. So the ransomware is not going to leave us anyway. Wherever we host our infrastructure, that will be there. In fact, a really interesting thing which I was reading on RSS feed yesterday itself, there was one attacker group called Black Basta. They have also developed one of the payload which can be run on virtualized environment, ESXi, and that is specifically targeting for enterprise Linux server, which basically has very least amount of security footprints. Same goes with, as if you look at another survey, almost, the percentage of organization hit by the public security cloud, overall globally conducted survey, the global average is around 70%. But again, we are here topping the chart. Around 93% of the organizations are hit by the ransomware itself. Now, we keep on evaluating, we keep on seeing all those stuffs every now and then. We have social media, we have TV news channels, and people, we heard such kind of news. But why do we see such kind of incidences in the environment? One thing is, obviously, you have to have a good security solutions in place. That does not mean, even if you are having, if you buy term insurance, right, from any company, that does not mean you will stay healthy during all of your life, right? It is your responsibility as well to keep yourself healthy. Same goes with cyber security. Buying a top of the class security solution does not mean you are protected. You have to take care of the configurations. You have to take care of all those low and slow footprints. Basically, you have to stay ahead of attacker, and you have to be proactive, not just having, I'm having antivirus, yes, I'm secured. No, it's not. So there are a couple of techniques which you really need to take care within the organization in order to stay protected. First one, obviously, network scanners. So this is one of the fundamental, or any attacker or hackers, when I'm trying to attack ABC organization, they will first do the reconnaissance with network attack. The examples like Nmap, Angry IP, Advanced IP Port Scanner. Obviously, such kind of port scanning will be done by the legitimate device. But I can also use those devices to understand, okay, these all are the ports open. Let's understand what applications running on that particular port. Maybe I can exploit some vulnerabilities on that particular application. So these most important tools which you need to vouch on. Second one, again, most important and famous tools of disabling anti-malware solution. That is the first and the most important line of defense any organization has in order to stay protected. The softwares like process hackers, IOBIT uninstallers, and there are many applications. Basically, if you find similar kind of applications, do start investigation how these particular softwares came into your organization. Third one is Mimikat. Again, we all are aware about what Mimikat is. I mean, I don't really have to explain, but this is basically the tools, Kali tools, which let attacker to steal the credentials from to the network. And you all are aware, right? Once I have the key of your house, I can do anything, everything. So they basically grab the administrative credentials. Once they have it, they keep it dormantly and attack. The massive disruption attack happened on holidays or maybe on the festival, where the security team is far away from their security tools, so that they can do maximum disruption within the organization. So Mimikats is one of the important tools that you really need to take care. Second last would be suspicious behaviors. So whenever you being security analyst, you always have to keep on asking questions to your security devices. Why these things happen? Why this is coming again and again? This will help you to find the source of infection. Let's say it is coming from one of the port or maybe website. Do take that proactively, block those by default, so that the doors which attacker trying to exploit will be closed at the initial level itself. Second, test of attack. So most of the, we all are aware about MITRE attack framework, right from reconnaissance till data exfiltration. There are 7 to 8 stages involved. When attackers penetrate your network, right, so it does not attack within a day or two. They peacefully analyze all of your network, understand the loopholes, and accordingly, once they grab the credentials, grab the vulnerabilities, they try to launch very small attacks just to understand how well your security structure is. And basis on that, if you're not responding it, most of the time people don't have people to vouch for those events, or people don't have time to look at all those, analyze those events. So this is where attacker try to exploit and understand the security level, and they do mass disruption. So this is 5 most important thing that you need to take care, no matter what security solutions that you are using within the organization. How Sophos is going to help you in all of these journey. Basically, we have having one security tool within the organization is not the best way to protect, because we have multiple gateways in the organization, like endpoint. We all are working remotely. We have email, we have firewall, we have cloud infrastructure. So having just endpoint does not give you 100% surety that you're protected. Threats can be coming from the web as well. Threats can be coming from the email as well. So you have to have the coordinated approach in your security defense. So this is where Sophos plays most important role. We have from endpoint till firewall till your cloud infrastructure, we have the solution to cover all of your workforce. Not only just having those, you can manage all these solutions from one single platform, and these has capability to share the threat intelligence with each other, like my endpoint to firewall, my encryption to my endpoint solution, many things. This will help you to automate the things regularly. When you are having a independent solution, obviously you have to have a dedicated SIM solution, SOAR solution, which will gather all the telemetry from your existing workforce. Then there will be a dedicated guy who will be sitting and analyzing all those information and reacting on it. It takes a lot of time. We have reduced all those footprints with the help of Sophos Central itself. How basically we as an organization, there are predominantly 3 to 4 products which will help you to stay ahead of attackers or ransomware attack. You can have a look at XDR as a solution, 6-star XDR and MTR. So XDR is nothing but next generation endpoint. This not only help you to do the investigation proactively, but you can also do the analysis what is going on within your environment. Let's say endpoint solution is very good at to detect this is good, this is bad, okay, but why this is detecting when that payload is actually coming on your machine, right? There are 6 to 7 amount of stages which have already crossed by that payload. How do you tackle that? So with the help of EDR, this will help you to give visibility what's going on, to understand or to search or to investigate those low and slow footprints. EDR will help. Now EDR has extended the capabilities. You can also integrate your firewall, your email, your mobile device management, multiple solutions, so that your area of investigation will be expanded and you can integrate multiple devices. Now you might be thinking what MDR is. I'll give you simple analogy of car, right? We buy car. Imagine car is like your endpoint solution, okay, and XDR is like whatever additional accessories, sensors that you're fitting into the car. But what if you have bought top of the class car, you have incorporated all the top of the class feature, but what if you don't know how to drive that particular car? Does that mean, right? So this is where MTR plays most important role. It's like you're hiring someone to drive that masterpiece of engineering for you and get something meaningful from that particular thing. So MTR is service provided by Sophos team. There is a dedicated team of expert who will be continuously monitoring your state, and basis on typically what security analyst will be doing on your premises, they would be doing on behalf of you. So it does not really matter whether you're having proper workforce or the people to manage your solution. And once you opt for MTR, you will be rest assured that all these investigation, threat hunting done within your environment very effectively. It's not just having about only Sophos and Sophos. We can also integrate other third-party solutions like firewall from any third-party vendors, endpoint from third-party vendors, and email into XDR. So even though if you are using multiple OEMs within the organization, all the events can be brought into one single roof, and you can write, there are 400 plus queries, ready-made database available to query and to search for those footprints, low and slow footprints within your environment. Okay, so it's like when we are talking about XDR and EDR, so you will be having a dedicated security analyst who will be continuously understanding the incident within the environment, and writing the queries. So let's say example, we have recently experienced one of the critical Microsoft vulnerability, right? How you as a security analyst proactively understand, okay, out of my 200 servers, how many of your server have received those patch? Not only receiving those patch, after receiving it has got rebooted, because critical vulnerability patch, you don't reboot your machine, that patch doesn't get applied properly. With the help of XDR, you can write those queries and actually float those queries or send those queries to all those 200 servers and get the information within 30 seconds. And accordingly, not only that, you can also take the remote of that particular machine through PowerShell, and you do multiple things like security analyst will do delete the payload, kill the process, uninstall the software, or reboot that particular machine. This is where XDR as a tool will help you to enhance the capabilities. Whereas in MTR, so this is how the RCA looks like. So by default, the appliance, the solution will give you whole threat case analysis, how that particular payload came onto your system, what was the machine, what was the IP address, what was the OS running on that particular thing, what file it has touched, what IP address it is trying to communicate. Each and every information for the investigation will be displayed. And same goes with MTR. So this is the proactive efforts done by the MTR team. If there is any incident occur within your organization, obviously they will be keep on monitoring closely. They will be sending you alerts by email or via phone, and giving you the context of that particular incident. And if you are permitting it, they can also neutralize, they can take the action on behalf of you. So you really don't have to worry about how do I deal with that particular incident. No worries, MTR team will take care of that. And not only that, in the endpoint, basically, we also incorporated isolation as an option. So most of the time we see that people are having huge amount of endpoints, 10,000, 11,000. But in your existing anti-malware solution, how proactively you get to know that out of 10,000, my 100 machines are getting seriously infected, right? With the help of isolation, endpoint can automatically isolate that particular machine. And if you are as a security analyst investigating all those incidences, you can isolate that particular machine from the network itself, so that further collision or further disaster would be avoided and investigation can be continued. So this is what the Sophos ecosystem is. As you can see, all of the Sophos solutions can be managed from single dashboard or single URL called central.sophos.com. Not only managing that, but we will be sharing threat intelligence with each other to stay ahead of the threats. Let's now we were talking about EDR, XDR. Why do we need that? Let's understand those analogy. Why do we need next generation endpoint functions like EDR, XDR, or MTR? To understand that, let's look at some of the history of the attack, right? So around 20 years back, when we were teenagers, at least I am, we used to see attacks like whenever you are connecting any pen drive, something onto our laptop or desktop, one of the exes run, and it would be doing some sort of fishy stuff, right? I mean, deduplicating your folders or something like that. 10 years back, obviously email came into the existence and popular attacks started delivering on the email itself. But even the attack surface was quite less. I mean, it would be impacting only one particular machine. Down the line, an anti-malware solution would be capable enough to tackle with those particular situations. Down the line of 4 to 5 years, when we see attacks like ransomware, again the delivery of mechanism would remain the same, but they're targeting multiple systems. And nowadays, people are so intelligent, attackers are so intelligent that even they will sit within your environment for 6 months, 1 year, and look for the control on your main systems like your backup server, domain controller. Once they run the Mimikats, get the information, then they can laterally move and infect whole organizations. So then at that point, you don't really have any option to pay the ransom. or maybe how you completely delete all the information. It is as brutal as possible. This is where Intercept X Advanced will help you to deal with all those next generation endpoint, and EDR will help you to proactively understand those low and slow footprints and deal with that particular situation well in advance. If you look at the overall layer defense, I mean, you take any security solution, it is divided into three major parts: protection, detection, and response. In the protection, you will find all top of the class solution like deep learning, heuristic techniques, app control, device control. Nowadays, detection capabilities are most important because people are trying to exploit within your organization, trying to find the vulnerabilities within organization. So the tool which you are running on your endpoint should have capability to identify exploit prevention, anti-ransomware kind of techniques, hacking techniques, or something like. And again, the response capabilities. It is not just only about blocking particular thing. In the traditional endpoint, you will only get some of the functionalities like web control, signature based identification, and in the response, you see there are only few of the response capabilities. In Intercept X, you will be getting all top of the class functionalities to protect from such novel attacks. And in XDR, you will also be able to do threat hunting, investigation on top of what best technology you are getting in the Intercept X. This is what the MTR is. MTR is nothing but human-led investigation team who will be doing investigation on behalf of you, so that all those low and slow footprints will be taken care, tackled at before it becomes a disaster, and they will act as your SOC, so that all of your incidences can be addressed and you will be proactive in nature rather than being reactive. We also, as I said, I mean, we have seen in the initial stage, right? Most of the organization have started adopting cloud, but people are not treating security as a top priority onto the cloud infrastructure. We, as a Sophos, we have also incorporated multiple solutions like Cloud Optics, which will help you. Majority of the customers are using AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure. We help you to understand the posture, give the visibility, and protect those cloud environment as well. We help you to protect your EC2 instances, databases, cloud infrastructure, even the containerization and Kubernetes environments as well. So Cloud Optics, I would highly recommend to go and understand about this particular product. And Intercept Advanced and Firewall, such kind of technologies are already there. Let's have a quick look about what firewall is. I mean, not much in detail in slide, but in terms of understanding or preventing threat at the network level itself. So we keep on adding new functionalities on our core firewalls as well. These firewalls can be deployed at your branches, at your headquarters, or you can also deploy it on your cloud infrastructure as well. We recently launched V19 as the latest version, which has a dedicated network processing units, which will help you to decode 1.3 TLS encryption. Nowadays, almost 98% of the sites are working on SSL, right? So most of the attackers are sending the payloads through encrypted form. How will you identify that? With the help of such kind of innovative techniques, it will help you to stay ahead. Similarly, we have also come up with Sd-Wan as a native technology. You don't have to buy any subscription to run the Sd-Wan functionalities. You can write a SLA-based rules so that your applications that you're using will be not disrupted and continuously using those particular applications. We have also incorporated sandboxing as a technology. So whatever threat payload which is coming from web can be evaluated at the network level itself. And this does automatically. You don't have to do it anything. When the firewall sees there is no footprint onto the cloud as well as on by all anti-malware solution, it will automatically detonate that particular payload onto the cloud, and it gives you detailed report along with the screenshot. So whenever you will be questions, okay, why this particular file has been blocked, you will have a detailed report along with screenshot saying that this is the malicious thing was there in that particular file. Okay, and top of the class, synchronized security. We were discussing about, right? I mean, we not only help you to manage those solutions from one single URL, but you can also have the security threat intelligence. So, with if you are having Sophos endpoint and firewall, these can share threat intelligence with each other without any third-party medium. And firewall can take the decision based on health status of the machine. If my machine status has health status has gone down, firewall will automatically cut off the connection, allow me to communicate to your business critical applications. Same goes with synchronized Sd-Wan. We can also understand those customized applications used within the environment, and accordingly we can create a signature of those particular application, and with the help of Sd-Wan rule we can also help you to accelerate those applications within the. So this is what the total Sophos ecosystem is. Right from software, hardware to the services, it all managed from Sophos Central. Not only managing it, sharing the threat intelligence, and there are 6 to 7 labs, since almost Sophos is the anti-malware company. It's been almost 3 decades. So we have huge amount of intelligence in terms of anti-malware solution that has been converted into artificial. No, we are no more signature based company. All these things are detected using artificial intelligence, and all these artificial intelligence will be feeded in all of our security solution. And with the help of Sophos labs, our all solutions are not just acting as a security solution, but it is acting as an ecosystem. With that note, I guess I am done with my presentation. If you are having any questions, queries, myself Shrikant Desai, you can meet me directly on my booth.